Alright, welcome to Just Magic the Gathering. I was looking at a certain point to do some pack openings. I was trying to figure out the best way to introduce myself to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set. I haven't, as I mentioned earlier, gone out and looked at what videos there are. If I just look at the mythics or the rares, what's the best way to kind of get a view into what cards are in the set? Figured I'd start by opening my packs, and I only need one more in order to finish off my ring. So pick up one. I was, in a way, saving my coins for hopefully, if they had a sale. When the Alchemy came out, they did a sale. But I mean, 90 packs for 90,000, there's nothing on sale. And yeah, as far as nothing I'm interested in. So I was thinking I'll probably open these one at a time and just kind of go through them, because they're all going to be new to start with. Cowabunga! Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a mutant, a ninja, a turtle, or a land, and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library. For one, I kind of like that. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Tap. Tunnel Rats. 5 is expensive. Destroy a target artifact, enchantment, or creature with power 4 or greater. Make your move. It's like the one I'm running in my token deck. But it's just a newer version. And it's actually a common. I think mine might actually be 2 instead of 3. High Flying Ace. For 3, you get a 2/3 that for 4... target creature without flying gains flying. Activate only as a sorcery. When this artifact enters or leaves the battlefield, you may tap or untap a creature. Sacrifice this artifact to draw a card. When this artifact enters or leaves, you may tap or untap target creature. So when you sacrifice it, you can actually make one of theirs tap out. Or I was trying to figure out, because some of the stuff that it's like I can pre-tap Kona to do it. Genji's frog. Gengish? I'm sure I've butchered a few of these. Trample. Whenever this card enters or another mutant you control enter, create a mutant gen token. A mutagen token is an artifact that for 1 and tap it, you get a sacrifice and put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Turncoat Kunochi. Sneak. What's this about? You may cast the spell for its sneak cost. If you do, if you also return an unblocked attacker you control to hand during the declare blocker step, it enters tapped and attacking. So you can swap out like a 1/1. Oh, I like that. Because that works really well with something like my Draw Kitty. If they don't defend it, I can play it for 4 instead of 3. But it automatically swaps it, and you can upgrade the damage. And it has to be unblocked, I don't know. Yeah, all gonna be new. When this card enters, draw a card, then discard a card. For 5, with Island Cycling. Tenderize. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. It's pretty common in green. Destroy up to 1 target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying, and create a mutagen token. West Wind Avatar. Trample. When this creature enters or attacks, you may sacrifice a token or a land. If you do, you gain 3 life. disappear. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent left the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. I could see how that could actually get pretty big. Counter target non-creature spell. So that works for instances or sorceries as an instant for 2. Negate. I like that. Rock Steady can't be blocked by more than one creature. Oh, if you can put Menace on something like this, it's over almost. It's like 2 or more things have to block it, and more than one can't block it. It's now unblockable. Boars you control can't be blocked by more than one creature, so it works for all other boars. Oh, makes me almost miss my boar deck. Destroy target artifact or creature. If its mana value is 4 or less, create a food token. I like that. For 3, you can probably get away with it cheaper. Party Dude. This class enters, create a food token. For 2, whenever an artifact an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. Whenever one or more of your opponents are attacked, up to 1 target attacking creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Huh. For 4/4 with Reach and Trample. When it comes in, you gain 2 life. Uneasy Alliance. Should be reading these. Primordial Pachyderm. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. And for 5, you can sacrifice this aura and exile enchanted creature. You create a 1/1 black ninja creature token. So for 2, you can make it basically disable it, and then for 5, you can exile it and get a 1/1 out of it. Not a huge fan. Leonardo. Sneak. When Leonardo enters, if his sneak cost was paid, creatures you control get +2/+0. Sorry. I think that maybe was my kitty sneezing. I don't know what that was. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. Leonardo gains first strike until end of turn. So, for 1, you can bring him out. And the same thing was with the sneak cost. It has to be attacked and unblocked. Mutant Town Musicians. Trample. Alliance. Whenever another creature you control enters, this creature gets +1/+0. I already have a Cowabunga. The Last Ronin's Technique. The Last Ronin's Technique. You can pay 2 for the sneak cost in this. Create 3 1/1 Ninja Turtle Spirit creature tokens. If the spell's sneak cost was paid, they enter tapped and attacking. Huh. I don't know why for the cheaper cost. Yeah, I don't know. Dawn and Wrath. Hard Science. Menace. Whenever Dawn and Wrath attack, the next non-creature spell you cast this turn has affinity for artifacts. Which means I can tap artifacts to pay for it. Affinity for artifacts. A spell with affinity for artifacts costs 1 less for each artifact controlled. No, it just makes it cheaper. Alright. 2 more packs. An uncommon token. Should have looked to see where I was to begin with. Alliance. Whenever another creature you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. 2/1 for 3. that pumps itself when other creatures come in. And with something like Mobilize, where it's like, oh, I just got 2 tapped and attacking creatures, that can add up fast. Flash. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature is a turtle with base power and toughness 0/1 and can't attack and loses all of its abilities. I kind of like that. Anchovian banana pizza. When this artifact enters, destroy target creature. 2 and tap. Sacrifice this artifact and you gain 3 life. The Zoo escapes. When this creature leaves the battlefield, create a mutagen token. Squirrel annoyeds. Death Touch is a 1/1 for 1. Pizza Face Gastromancer. When Pizza Face enters, create a food token. Disappear. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent left the battlefield under your control this turn, put 3 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target artifact or creature. If it isn't a creature, it becomes a 0/1 mutant gen creature in addition to its other types. Because you can put it on an artifact, you can change your artifacts into creatures. And for 10, you can sacrifice it to gain 15 life. Nice. I'm actually glad to see the rare token. Because, yeah, this will give me my mythic. Until end of turn, target creature gains Death Touch. And when it dies, return to the battlefield tapped and under its owner's control. In a way, I kind of like some of those. Where it's like, doesn't matter what. You can just sacrifice a 1/1 to something big and it just comes right back anyways. Black can be mean. Whenever this creature attacks, another target creature you control gets +1 and +0 and gains indestructible until end of turn. So for 3, you get a 2/4, and when this attacks, something else becomes indestructible. For 1, target creature gets +1, +3 engaged flying, and you get a scry. In a way, I think that's pretty big. Jenica, Bad Apple Big Sister. When Jenica enters, you create a 2/2 red mutant creature token. Artifact creatures, a robot. This creature can't attack unless you control another artifact. Paramechia Colonix. When this creature enters, mill 3 cards. When this creature dies, you may exile it. When you do, put target creature card from your graveyard on the top of your library. Huh. Reanimation decks. One of these days I'll build one out. When Casey Jones enters, draw 3 cards. At the beginning of your next upkeep, discard 3 cards at random. And if you were to spend them all, that's interesting. But yeah. Slowly building up 2 rares and 4 mythics. But with that, I look forward to, I don't know. I was going to say spending some tokens in the future. I was just questioning, wasn't really overly impressed with the set. Probably should go poking around and see what like mythics there are. Yeah. Either way, look forward to spending some tokens in the future.